Alright, I'm gonna play Glenn Beck denouncing Pizzagate on his radio show. Him and his co-anchors do it. And I want to point some stuff out, though, before I play it here, is that he makes a big joke about this, but he's not even saying what is happening. For instance, he's assuming, the way he says it, Pizzagate is Hillary Clinton as the ringleader of a child sex ring in Washington that uses underground tunnels to go from pizza parlor to pizza parlor. I mean, this is what doesn't make sense. This is what causes people to think, wow, this is fake news, this is fake news. So Glenn Beck is responsible for pushing this narrative as well. And this is happening a lot. So this is why Pizzagate is trying to be debunked so much. People are laughing at it because people like Glenn Beck, the way they are explaining it, it's laughable. It makes no sense at all. But I just wanted to say that here before I play the interview. So I will play it right now. Glenn Beck talking about Pizzagate.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about Pizzagate and beyond Pizzagate, the trend of fake news. We've been saying this for the last couple of days. I keep coming back to, and Pat, you would know this, isn't it John Adams who said, this system is wholly inadequate for a ill-religious and uneducated people?
And immoral.
And immoral people. This system of freedom is not designed for the people we are becoming. You can't have freedom. Look at the solutions on fake news. We should have some sort of vetting system with Facebook. Or you could do the work and engage your head and say, A, does this make sense? B, how come it's only on yournewsatthehour.com.ca.tv? Why am I only getting it from this one source? And let's look at the source. Do we know anything about the source? People read the headline. They're lucky if they read the first paragraph before they share it.
Mm-hmm. And some of the studies have found, 80% of people or more don't read the stories they share on Facebook.
Right, they read the headline.
They share it. And that's,
And how many headlines? How many times have we read stories where you click on the headline, you're like, oh my gosh. And then you read the story, you're like, well, that's not it.
How many times have you posted something on Facebook and you get some angry responder and they're yelling at you about the things you address in the context of the post?
Right.
Well, that's what I addressed. That's what this is about. You should read the post. They never do.
They don't even read it.
They never do.
Don't even read the post. They don't even read it. So you can't have a free people if free people won't do their work.
There's got to be some personal responsibility.
And personal responsibility. It requires you to engage your brain, and it also requires you to have something we used to call common sense. I mean, common sense tells you, what is the Pizzagate story? The Pizzagate story is that Hillary Clinton was running a prostitution ring of underage prostitutes in a tunnel system underneath a pizza parlor in Washington, D.C.
In the middle of the campaign. Right. Like she was like, yeah, I'm going to run for president, but also the child prostitution thing. Well, they did talk about pizza a lot in the emails. So obviously that was code.
So you have to believe that, how bad, and this is again, the problem of the press and the problem with people like us is demonizing people. Once you demonize people, there was nothing anyone could say to the left about Donald Trump that they would ever believe in a good way. And there's nothing that anyone on the right could possibly say to convince you that Hillary Clinton was not the most evil person in the world. So the first hurdle is already done because of conditioning. We just make you into a person who is the worst person in the world. And I won't listen to anything else because everything I have seen on my side of the media, on my side of the feed, tells me that that's a bad person. And if anyone on my side starts to say, well, wait a minute, guys, they've been gotten to. They're afraid for their life, that somebody has their family, or they've been paid off to say those things.
Sold out.
There's no way to cross those lines. So we already bifurcate the country. We already balkanize. And so now the possible truth about the other side can't jump over that chasm. So the first thing you had to believe is that Hillary Clinton was so evil that she'd be also competent enough to run a prostitution ring of underage kids. There's step one. Step two is there's a tunnel system under Washington, D.C. for pizza parlors.
So this is kind of what I'm talking about right here. They laugh about this and they throw up these suggestions of what they think it is, and it does sound funny. It does sound insane. This is what pushes the conspiracy as a fraud. That's a joke. It's people like this that really don't do the research into it. I mean, there are a lot of strange and unusual connections between this whole group. I'm doing my Pizzagate series. I will be going over and over more and more in depth, though. You will hear more, but I just had to break in here quick, and it's laughable. He's laughing at it, but he really shouldn't be. This is serious, and he's making a mockery out of it.
Not for the government, but for pizza parlors. 3, she's running this during the campaign. 4, When somebody calls to order pizza, that's when they're ordering a child for sex. Do you want
Once again, portraying this as a phantasm. Nothing but a surreal fantasy world where it's a joke. And it does sound crazy. Again, separate fact from fiction here. The conspiracy isn't that insane. And it's not like people would call up the pizza parlor for kids. But that's what he's alluding to. And that's what he's making it sound like. So you actually believe, wow, there's a bunch of underground tunnels in DC where people with pizza parlors have sex with children and they order them over the phone. No, it's not like that. But that does not mean that there is not some kind of connection between Podesta brothers and some type of sex ring, dare I say it? But yeah, that's the gist of the interview there. They do go over the code words, but then they go into a long rant about something that's not even related to it, so I will not play it. But I just wanted to share that with you, and this is why Pizzagate is being laughed at. This is why it's being considered a joke. He's saying it's debunked before he doesn't even know what it is. He doesn't even know what it is. He thinks it's an underground DC secret tunnel operation ran by Hillary as like some kind of queen kingpin who is a leader of child sex ring. He's adding these bases to it and he is laughing about it. Well, yeah, when you add stuff to the theory, it does sound funny, it does sound humorous. So I just want to play that, and you can kind of get a gist of what is happening on talk radio and what people think of Pizzagate. And it's people like Glenn Beck that are altering it, that are modifying the theory, which makes it even more laughable. So, yeah, check it out. Share this interview. Do whatever you want. And I'm done.